Hi, my name is Ann Kent. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist and the owner of Peas and Happiness. Today we're going to talk about kind of a 2-for-1, how to use your veggie scraps to make homemade vegetable broth. And this is a great way to save money because you're not buying broth. Reuse some of the scraps from your kitchen and save a little bit of food waste. And then also enjoy some of this really rich, flavorful broth that you can put into a lot of different stews or soups or casseroles and create a really delicious tasting meal. Anytime that I buy store-bought broth, I'm always a little bit disappointed, and I'm shocked at how easy it is to make your own broth out of things that you would otherwise throw away. And so I wanted to share this with you so that you all can enjoy these vegetarian meals as much as I do. We are using my Instant Pot. That will be the easiest, and I'm going to set it to saute. These are some of the veggie scraps that I'm going to put in there. So we've got a bunch of different peppers. These are all in the freezer, you can see. What I do is after I cut up my veggies, I put all of the extras in those containers in the freezer so that they're not going to go bad while I'm waiting to make my vegetable stock. We have the ends of onions. So this is literally all of the things that you would otherwise just throw away or compost. You can use all of these because we're actually going to strain all of this out once we're done making our stock here. So I'm throwing in, this was the ends of some cauliflower. You can see I'm reusing all my containers because they're just holding vegetable scraps. This is some of the ends of cabbage. We'll put that in there. And I did throw a little bit of oil in the bottom to get this started to saute. Here's some more onion. We cook with a lot of onion at our house. And then I have some ends of Brussels sprouts and also a little bit of kale. So these are the stems of the kale, the part that you would otherwise not use. So again, a great way to mix this all up. Now, usually I do this on the stove, so if you don't have an Instant Pot, that's totally fine. This is just gonna be handy not only to show you, but also so that I can just put the lid on and let this cook for a really, really long time. So like I said, I put some oil in the bottom of this. Usually I would saute it for a little while, but if you don't have the time and you just wanna go ahead and make your stock, all you need to do is fill up your pot. We're just gonna fill it up to cover all of those scraps. So you can see that this is gonna make quite a bit. It's because I've been collecting for a while. I did try this out a couple weeks ago and it was just so delicious that even though I didn't put any extra spices, no extra seasoning or salt in the broth, it was so flavorful. My stepson wanted to just eat it as it was. So I thought that was a hit and it's time to make some more. The longer you cook this, the better. It's just gonna gain more flavor the longer you cook it. After you're done, you'll take all of your stock and you'll actually use a strainer to strain out the scraps. So pour all of your stock through the strainer and then collect it. I always recommend to do this in the sink so that you don't burn yourself. But then once you're done with that, I like to put it in my individual jars. You can see that I'm reusing some more jars, but there's my vegetable broth from before, and then you can freeze that. If you are freezing in glass, remember that you don't want to fill it to the very top. You want to leave a little bit of room so that it can expand. So that is literally all we do to make this vegetable stock. As you can see, it's super easy, but this is going to lend a lot of good flavor to vegetarian dishes, which sometimes feel like they're missing. And there are recipes where you can use whole vegetables as well, but I love being able to use some of these scraps that, again, I would otherwise throw away or just compost. So after you're done with this, you could compost the leftover scraps. They're not gonna have as much nutrients in them because a lot of it has been absorbed into the broth. So if you feel like throwing them away, don't feel bad about that. You've got a lot of the nutrition out already. It will have some potassium. I recommend to not add salt so that you can adjust according to whatever recipe you're using it. That just gives you a lot more flexibility. If you have any questions or other recommendations of ways to use your broth, I'd love to hear it. But in the meantime, save those scraps, use them for some easy vegetable stock, let them cook for hours and get all that good flavor and enjoy those vegetarian recipes. Take care, everybody.